Don't worry about what's going wrong. Figure out how to make this go right.
The only thing that keeps you from becoming a monster is killing.
They're gonna die. All of them.
We're gonna make this work. Keep this place safe.
I don't take chances anymore.
You step outside, you risk your life. You take a drink of water, you risk your life. And nowadays you breathe, and you risk your life. Every moment now, you don't have a choice. The only thing you can choose is what you're risking it for.
Welcome to Woodbury.
Welcome to Senoia, Georgia. Today we will visit some of the filming locations from the AMC hit television series, The Walking Dead. Walking Dead is filmed all around the greater Atlanta, Georgia area, and Senoia, Georgia is about 45 minutes southwest of Atlanta. The town of Senoia has been the backdrop for many filming locations throughout the Walking Dead series, but the two most recognizable are Woodbury and Alexandria. Many great movies over the years have been filmed in Senoia. Two of my favorite that were filmed here are Driving Miss Daisy and Fried Green Tomatoes. In July of 2015, I went on a road trip from Ohio to Florida for vacation and to go to Disney World. We stopped and stayed overnight in Peachtree City, Georgia. With me being a big Walking Dead fan, that next day we made our way to Senoia to see what we could see. Here's the Waking Dead Cafe Coffee House. This footage was filmed on Monday, July 20th, 2015. We had spent about 3 hours in Senoia, so we didn't have a whole lot of time there because we had to get back on the road. The Woodbury Shoppe, the official Walking Dead store. Here you will find Walking Dead merchandise and a Walking Dead museum. The Waking Dead Cafe and the Woodbury Shoppe are right next door to each other. The only scene in Driving Miss Daisy that was filmed in Senoia was there was a shot of them driving down Main Street in the film. The major filming location from Fried Green Tomatoes in Senoia is the Threadgood House. It is located here. Since we only had a little bit of time here, I at least wanted to stop at the Woodbury Shoppe and buy a few things and check the place out. The Woodbury Shoppe is a gift shop and museum for The Walking Dead, owned by Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman. What I did not realize at the time until we showed up here was that Alexandria set is at the end of the street where the Woodbury set was. The exciting thing was they were actually filming in Alexandria while we were there. This made the experience more memorable for me, knowing that they were actually filming the show while we were there, and I'm so thankful that we decided to stop. This was such an exciting experience just being there. None of us got close enough to see or meet anybody from the actual show. We just stayed back from a distance. They had security all around the place while they were filming. We were here in the morning, probably from about 10 a.m. to 12:30, 1 o'clock. The people here are very friendly and welcoming. Even for a Monday, the place was kind of packed. I feel like there was people sitting out in lawn chairs waiting and watching just to see if they can get a glimpse of their favorite characters or any cool scenes being shot. A lot of people were walking the streets and taking guided tours. There is so much cool stuff to do here in southern Georgia. I would definitely love to come back one day in the near future just to visit. The place is beautiful, the land is beautiful. Other than humidity, it is such a beautiful place. Coming to Senoia to see all things Walking Dead would be the perfect weekend getaway and definitely worth the trip and time. There are paid tours here in Georgia as well, to where a tour guide will take you out and show you and tell you about filming locations from The Walking Dead and possibly other well-known films. Before we arrived there, I looked up the first day of filming on location for season 6 of Walking Dead and knew that it had taken around roughly 9 days to film an episode. So I figured up and decided, doing my own math, that they were more than likely filming episode 6 or 7 of season 6. This side street that runs parallel to Alexandria has some homes used for filming on the show. This home here is the most recognizable. Notice the bicycle in the yard here. It can even be seen in an episode of the show.
To the fans of The Walking Dead, thank you for your amazing support, and we hope you enjoy your visit to Senoia. You are vital to the success of the show, and all of us at Stalwart Films LLC are appreciative of your support. Also important to the success of the show are the residents and merchants of the city of Senoia. We strive to be a good Senoia neighbor around the clock, and we ask that you help us maintain the community support by respecting their private property. It is imperative that you do not intrude onto or through their property to get a closer look at our set. A friendly reminder, trespassing on private property is a criminal offense. We also have permission from the city of Senoia to close Morgan Street to through traffic, both vehicular and pedestrian. Please do not pass beyond the post barricades on the east or west end of Morgan Street. The perimeter of the Alexandria set is clearly designated. Security officers are on site, and the property is clearly marked with no trespassing signs, barricades, cones, and tape. All of the property within these boundaries, including the streets and alleyways, is private property. We ask that you remain outside of these boundaries. Thank you for your cooperation.
This is the home from season 6 when Rick, Michonne, and Carl are hiding out, laying low, and they have to escape Joe's group. Notice the bicycle in the yard. It is actually still in the people's yard, so it was not a prop. Owned by the studio. And this would be my son Brady's zombie impersonation. Here is the backside of Woodbury, which is the alleyway behind Main Street in Senoia. When did you become a fan of The Walking Dead? What made you a fan? On the day I was in Senoia, this scene here was filmed. This is from season 6, episode 7, when Glenn and Enid make it back to Alexandria. If you notice here, you can see they're standing in front of the wood that can be seen in some of my footage. The truck crashing into the church and knocking over the tower must have been recently filmed prior to our visit. As you can see here, the truck is still in place and the tower has fallen over. A big shout out to the security guard. She was very friendly and talkative, and we spent about 20 minutes talking to her. She was the one that informed us that Glenn and Enid's scene in front of Alexandria had been filmed here that morning. She was telling us they had the whole street and security everywhere and had all the cameras and stuff out in the street filming them in front of the wood wall looking at Alexandria. We had just missed the filming of this scene by about an hour and a half. Cannot remember her name. I do know we were talking, and she's a security guard for Atlanta Airport for Delta, and the movie studio hires security guards from the airport to come patrol and do security work. A big thank you to her for being so friendly and talkative with us when she didn't have to be. Mad props to all the cast and crew for the show because the weather conditions there are miserable. The heat index when we were there was about 120 degrees and the humidity was intense. You step out of your car and instant sweat.
You step outside, you risk your life. You risk your life. And you risk your life.
This is one experience in my life I will never forget. It ranks right up there with meeting some of the cast of Walking Dead. On the right of the screen here, the Woodbury Coffee House from the show is where we had lunch and went in to cool off and get out of the heat for a bit. Went in and had some snacks, some lunch, and some sweet tea, and just chilled and cooled off. They had a bunch of cool artifacts and autograph stuff. In the shop, the sign hanging up here that says Woodbury Coffee House was actually a prop from the show that the show AMC let this coffee house keep and hang up inside their store. The real name of the shop is Senoia Coffee and Cafe. Definitely check them out when you visit. After we wandered through town for a little bit and had lunch here to cool off and get a bite to eat, we headed up the street halfway through town to the Woodbury Shoppe, the gift shop for Walking Dead, all Walking Dead merchandise, and Walking Dead Museum. The building underneath the water tower is where the Walking Dead Museum and Gift Shop is located. I think I heard recently that they recently updated the store or moved locations to another building or rearranged. I'm not exactly 100% sure. I guess I'll have to find out when I make my way back down. Also, Norman Reedus and Greg Nicotero have a restaurant there I'll have to definitely go check out sometime soon. I hear the food's great. The restaurant is called Nick and Norman's. Rest in peace, Scott Wilson. We miss you. Scott Wilson was a class act. He was one of the most humble celebrities I had ever met. He loved the fans. Whenever I'd see him at a convention, he'd always be walking around talking to other actors and even talking to fans, just walking around chit-chatting. I'm very thankful I got the chance to meet him a few times. These are some of my photos at meet and greets in Cincinnati, Ohio at Horror Hound Weekend with some of the Walking Dead cast. Horror conventions are a blast. The Woodbury Shoppe, the official store of The Walking Dead. Let's go check out the museum and gift shop. Please like, subscribe, and share. And while you're here, go check out my other videos on my channel.
Now, how's about a big hug for your old pal Merle? I ain't gonna beg. I ain't begging you.
No.
I ain't begged you before. I ain't gonna stop begging now. I ain't gonna beg you now. Don't you worry about me begging you ever. I'll never beg you.
This fire won't go out, though just a flicker it may be. Shifting through the shadows to a vision we can't see. Hold fast to one another. We will stand stranger to brother.
Thank you for joining us on this adventure. Please like and subscribe. This footage isn't the best quality. I filmed it off my video camera at the time. Figured I would share with you, hoping other viewers would enjoy. Here we do a drive up and down Main Street in Senoia. This was the Woodbury and Walking Dead. You should be able to recognize about all of these buildings from Woodbury Season 3 of Walking Dead. What do you guys think of The Walking Dead coming to an end? Are you happy it's coming to an end? Are you sad? What do you think?
Gotcha. I totally scared this lady.
What's your favorite characters from the show? My favorite characters are Daryl, Carol, and Herschel. In a way, I'm kind of sad for it to end. It's been a big part of my life for the last 12 years. I cannot believe it's been 12 years since Walking Dead debuted October 31st, 2010. What's your favorite season or episode or favorite moments from The Walking Dead? My favorite seasons are season 1 and 2. I think they're the best, but overall I love the show. Let's start a Walking Dead discussion in the comments. Let's talk about The Walking Dead. If you're a Walking Dead fan, hit that like and subscribe button. We are The Walking Dead. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.